Tena Kowtow Party people, and good morning from Taranaki, Aotearoa. As has been insinuated on multiple videos, the Doc family has had a very interesting last 3 months where we have basically moved to the other side of the world. I started a new job. Doc Child has started school in a new place, which has been interesting. Mrs. Doc has been writing a novel. So yeah, it's been busy. We got our shipping container, which involved us having to unpack and air out things because after things have been sitting in a shipping container for 2.5 months, they smell funky. They definitely do. So anyway, as part of what arrived, we have a lovely box of Avatar: The Last Airbender play boosters that was given to me by OBD. And we will also be using a very intricate blade for today that was given to me by one of my patients. It was really nice. It was very kind of him. He told me he had way too many knives, and I'd admired many of his knives in the past. So anyway, I don't even remember what's in this set because I feel like we are like 3 sets on. I watched a lot of the, what do you call that? Oh my gosh, why am I drawing a blank on this set that just came out? I've been watching some of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. As much as I do love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I just don't feel like they jive with magic. And so I fully support people getting joy from it. I'm not going to purchase any of that product. I do really enjoy elves and merfolk. And so that I thought was cool. So I might try to get a box of that. It's a little bit tough to get stuff where we're at right now. So anyway, all right, we got just draft archetypes. So yeah, let's do 6 packs of this stuff. I do have to say that I definitely missed the table. There is a friend of Doc Child. He and his dad play Magic, but they are, let's just say it's different. It's different, and yeah, anyway. All right, so these are Fabrique Oitazuni. God, this knife is like cutting through it like butter. All right. So again, I have not opened much, if any, of this stuff. And since it's been a while, I might run through and just do sort of like the cool stuff, anything that's interesting to me. Oh, we've got peasants now. All right, so we got some rebellious captives. Oh, should also mention me and Doc Child absolutely love Avatar. We have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender together like at least 4 times start to finish. We have also watched Legend of Korra. I feel like Legend of Korra is very underrated. People hate on it, and they should not, because it's actually some real quality writing. It's just different, and people don't like different. Anyway, Fire Nation Raider, Callous Inspector, Geyser Leaper, so we got us a nice waterbender now, Rabaroo Troop, White Landfall, and Plains Scrying. Discard this card, search your library for a Plains card, reveal it, put it, oh, Plains Cycling, not Plains Scrying, John. Come on. Reveal it, put it into your hand, and shuffle. That's interesting. We got an Ostrich Horse. We got some Kyoshi Warriors. Got some allies again. I like the fact that we've got allies, because that can make for some interesting stuff. Abandoned attachments. That's right. Lessons are a big thing here. You may discard a card. If you do, draw 2 cards. Interesting. Into the uncommons, we got White Lotus reinforcements. Other allies get 1/1. Love that. We got Boomerang Basics. All right, it's a lesson. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. If you controlled that permanent, draw a card. So that's interesting. you could do some fun stuff with that. So you pull something that has a fun ETB back to your hand for a blue, and then also draw a card. So this cantrips, and if you have anything else that triggers off of this, that's pretty nice. All right. Epic Downfall, exile target creature with mana value 3 or later. That's great. All right, we got a rare. Katara the Fearless. Okay. She is Bant colors. That totally makes sense for Katara. And she is an ally warrior. If a triggered ability of an ally you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. That's glorious. You could totally run Bant allies with Katara and do very, very nasty things. All right, we got us a energy bending, so we're gonna put that there. Oh, we're gonna also put some extras over here for Darkchild's friend and dad. So, lands you control gain all basic land types until end of turn. Draw a card. Interesting. We got Boiling Rock Prison. Enters tap, sacrifice this land, draw a card. Interesting. And then we've got an ally token. Okay, so we put tokens here. We put that there. We'll put any doubles we get. All right, so we got a clue token. All right, we got airbending lessons. We got a pillar launch. We got Fire Nation cadets. I think firebending is pretty awesome, especially if you're playing Spellslinger. Swamp Snare Trap. What does this do? 1 less to cast if it targets a creature with flying. Creature gets -5/-3. That's pretty nasty. If you've never seen this, the Foggy Swamp guys are a bunch of waterbenders who are effectively white trash, and so they are hilarious. We got a giant koi with some island cycling. We got a platypus bear. Pretending pox bearers. This creature dies, create an ally. Ooh, full art Crashing Wave. All right, I'm going to read it because it's full art and it's pretty. Double blue for a sorcery has an additional cost to cast this spell, Waterbend X. All right, we're going to have to read what waterbending does, I forget. While paying a waterbending cost, you can tap your artifacts and creatures to help. Each pays for 1. Okay. Tap up to X target creatures, then distribute 3 stun counters among tap creatures your opponents control. So you can effectively open somebody's butt up with this, and then stun their biggest beefers so you don't even get a crackback the next turn. I like that. Shared Root, search your library for a basic land card, put that onto the battlefield tapped, and then shuffle. Not bad, but it's definitely going to trigger also because it's a lesson, so I like that. Meteor Sword. When this enters, destroy target permanent. Okay, so it's kind of like that artifact that's like Meteorite Golem. Equip creature gets 3/3, and then you can pay 3 to equip. Okay, I dig it. All right, we got us another rare. Waterbender Ascension. All right, so we've got Ascensions. I'm digging it. So 1 in a blue. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a player, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then if it has 4 or more quest counters on it, draw a card. Waterbend 4. Target creature can't be blocked this turn. Oh, man. Okay. I know the deck this goes into. This goes into ninjas because one of the things you want to do with ninjas is you want to make them unblockable. And yeah, that is that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Also, card draw with ninjas is always necessary. Ooh, we got a fancy Redirect Lightning for a red. It's an instant lesson. As an additional cost to cast this spell, pay 5 life or pay 2. Okay. Change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. Love that. That is nasty. That is awesome. That is amazing. So yeah, 5 life, and suddenly something's going elsewhere. Yeah, that's a rare, so that's going there. Deserter's Disciple. We got a Misty Palms Oasis. Okay, looks like they're all kind of the same. It's a tap, and then you can pay for tap, sack, and draw a card. And then we got another pretty ally and a clue. Okay. Boom. All right, Saber-tooth Moose Lion. All right. Interesting. I see we've got a lot of like cycling as well, which that's fun. All right, Firebending Lesson. So you can pay 6 to deal 5 damage, or red to deal 2 damage. It's interesting. I always like things where you can ramp them up. We got a Hog Monkey that's got some exhaust. We got a Geyser Leaper. All right, that's our first duplicate. Zhongzhong's Deserters, where there were some allies. We got a Cat Owl. It's a cat bird. And it attacks untapped target artifact or creature. Interesting. Interesting. Barrels of Blasting Jelly. 1, add a mana of any color. 5, sacrifice. It deals 5 damage to target creature. That is also interesting. I like anything that's got lots of different options with it. Ooh, it's a shrine. All right. When it enters, for each shrine you control, create a monk with prowess. That's nasty. Whenever another shrine you control enters, create... Oh, so it goes in, you make a bunch of monks with prowess, and then every time a shrine hits, you make a monk with prowess. I expect that Stitch has already got this and is going to use it to do nasty things. Vengeful Villagers. All right. Whenever this creature attacks, choose target creature an opponent controls, tap it. Then you may sacrifice an artifact creature. If you do, put a stun counter on the chosen creature. Interesting. Kyoshi Island Plaza. Ooh, also a shrine. So 3 in a red. Search your library for X basic lands, where X is the number of shrines you control. Put those cards onto the battlefield tapped. Okay, that's nasty. Whenever another shrine you control enters, search your library for a basic land card, put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffled. That can get out of hand very quickly. All right, North Pole Patrol. We got some allies. We got a rare. Ran and Shaw. We got 3 red for a legendary creature dragon. So there you go, OBD. It's a 4/4. That's a little underpowered for a dragon, but let's see. We've got flying and firebending 2. When it enters, if you cast them and there are 3 or more dragon and or lesson cards in your graveyard, create a token that's a copy, except it's not legendary. Okay, I can see how that's pretty nasty. And then 3 in a red, dragons you control get +2/+0 until end of turn. Well, that just goes in your dragons right there, OBG. That's it. That's pretty awesome. All right. We got another Swamp Snare Trap. We got some meditation pools. All right. Oh, yeah. I should take these out. No, I shouldn't. I'll just organize them later. Make sure we don't have make sure I'm not missing any duplicates. All right, we got a soldier token, and we got a copy token. All right, let's see. We got some turtle ducks. Okay. Yuan archers. It's got some reach. We got a beetle-headed merchants. We got octopus form. Target creature you control gets 1/1 and gains hexproof until end of turn. It's not bad. For a blue, I like that. Curious farm animals. We got another cat owl. We got a water bender, a bender's water skin. Untap this artifact during each other player's untap step. Add 1 mana of any color. Okay, that's awesome. That is an awesome commander card. Hear me out, all right? So that's a little bit more expensive than, say, your Arcane Signet, but you're untapping it during each player's untap step. So you have the ability to now drop a mana of any color for some counter spells. Wah! Yeah, I like that. I like that. Invasion Submersible. It's got exhaust. You can water bend it, put 3/1/1 counters on it. All right, that's interesting. Ooh, Zao, Ruthless Admiral. We will read this for Admiral Zao. So 2 hybrid red-black, hybrid red-black. For a 3/4, he's got Firebending 2. Whenever this creature attacks, you add the double red. Whenever you sacrifice another permanent, creatures you control get 1/0 until end of turn. So if you're sacrificing a bunch of clues here, he can juice everybody up. It's not bad. Gather the White Lotus, create some white ally creature tokens for each planes you control, scry 2. It's pretty expensive though. Fire Nation attacks, create 2 red soldier creature tokens with Firebending 1. When you can flashback it. Oh, we got a mythic and it's in some cool art. Oh, I dig that. United Front. X white white. Create X 1/1 white creature tokens, then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Holy crap, is that good for white. Wow, that's good. So you drop this. You make a bunch of, let's say you make 5 white allies, and then you put 5 1/1 counters on every creature you control. Oh, sorry. Then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. That's still pretty good. I'm not mad at that. Not mad at that at all. All right, Azula on the Hunt. What's Azula on the Hunt do? 3 and a black for a 4/3 with Firebending 2. Whenever she attacks, you lose 1 life and create a clue token. That's not bad. Ooh, and then we got a pretty swamp. We're gonna put the pretty swamps over here. There we are. Yeah, I like that swamp. I like it. I like it a lot. Lorwyn, that was the set I was thinking of. Yeah, been watching the Lorwyn, have been wanting to do the Lorwyn. All right, we got some Badger Moles. We got a Deserter's Disciple, Deadly Precision, and you can destroy target creature. We got a First Time Flyer. We got a Water Tribe Captain. We got a Pillar Launch, that's a duplicate. We got a Vindictive Warden, so 2 and a red. What's going on with my phone? Yeah, we're all right. We got a 2 and a red for a, or 2 and a hybrid for a creature with Menace and Firebending 1. And then he can also just, for 3, deal 1 damage to each opponent, so you can finish some people off. All right, we got a Platypus Bear. We got Professor Zai, Anthropologist. What's he do? So hybrid blue-red for an ally. Discard a card, draw a card. Meh. 1, tap, sacrifice, and return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Activate only during your turn. That could be good. All right, we have Flopsy, Boomy's Body. Flopsy's so funny. Put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control, and then each creature you control with power 4 or greater can't be blocked by more than 1 creature, so you can really just clear out. All right, Fire Nation Engineer. We got some raid. I like that they're bringing back a bunch of old mechanics. All right, we got us a rare. We got Wartime Protesters, 3 and a red for a human rebel ally. Haste, whenever another ally you control enters, put a 1/1 counter on that creature and it gains haste until end of turn. All right. It's all right. Bitter Work. Some enchantments. Whenever a creature attacks, we got some exhaust. All right. That's our second. Misty Plains Oasis. We got food and a dragon. All right, last pack. We are hitting 20 minutes here, so this will be a 25-minute video. Mostly because it's just been so long, I don't remember these cards from when the rest of the guys were opening them. All right, we got some Glider Kids. We got another Turtle Duck. We got a Lightning Strike. We got some Beetle-Headed Merchants. We got a Waterbending Lesson. Draw 3 cards and discard a card unless you waterbend 2. 4, and then you tap 2 to draw 3 cards. That's not bad. It's not bad in the right deck. It's actually probably pretty good in the right deck. All right, Barrels of Blasting Jelly. Honest Living. Enchant target creature and opponent controls. When this aura enters, tap enchanted creature and remove all counters from it. That can be nasty against a 1/1 counter deck. Enchanted creature loses all abilities and is a citizen with base power and toughness 1/1 and has tap, add colorless mana named Humble Merchant. I love that. Earth Rumble. The boulder is conflicted. All right, Water Balloon. If you guys have not watched Avatar, you're not going to get a lot of these quotes. White Lotus Hideout. Tap for colorless. Add 1 mana. Tap. Add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana only to cast a Lesson or Shrine spell. Well, there you go. And then 1 in a tap. Add 1 mana of any color. All right, red. Avatar. Or, rare. Avatar's Destiny. Enchant creature you control. So 2 green. Enchanted creature gets 1/1 for each creature card in your graveyard and is an avatar in addition to its other types. Okay. When enchanted creature dies, mill cards equal to its power. Return this card to its owner's hand and up to 1 creature card milled this way to the battlefield under your control. That could be both really good and really bad. And that is definitely awesome, but needs to go in the right deck. That is definitely, I like that for black-green graveyard recursion. Like, that can get nasty there. You're going to just fill that graveyard up. Messenger Hawk. We got a regular land. All right, well, kia ora, everybody, and y'all take care.